The slophouse proprietor took Garrett and several of his colleagues aside to exchange some banter with them in an elliptic Balto-Slavic dialect Melody was unable to decode. For some intangible reason she was at a loss to expound, much less vindicate. This got under her skin, making her blood boil to such a degree that her visage pinkened into a torrid valentine. More further, a modest overproduction of bile in her gallbladder tinged her complexion a pale green from the rancorous envy she felt at being the only party present who wasn't multilingual. So invidiously venomous was the level of her malevolence towards the proprietor of this greasy spoon, a pudgy little fudgy, a menial amoeba of an Urmensch, a small-time big shot who thought he could get away with making light of her royal majesty, that Melody was scarcely a phone call away from hiring a professional neutralizer to kick the bucket out from under him. In the meantime, an express courier in full regalia, dressed like an SS field marshal, emerged from a side entrance carrying a tall, cone-shaped package that Garrett signed for post-haste. Uncannily weird, she thought. How the deuce is it possible that a delivery of this sort could be so meticulously timed? Melody was unable to fathom, for the life of her, by what method this postal carrier could have pre-calculated that Garrett would be in this precise spot at this very moment to sign for his package. It bordered on the conspiratorial and gave her the willies. For all that, she was favorably impressed by the speed and efficiency of the service, and decided to look into it as soon as she returned home from dinner that evening. Soliciting the use of such a post was no trivial matter for the likes of Melody, for she increasingly felt a burning compulsion to gratify her extravagantly dispendious caprices in as close to real time as possible. Ideally, she wanted to be able to snap her fingers, blink her eyes, or jiggle her cajubies one at a time, dog willing, to make whatever objects she most avidly craved materialize out of the ether in her eminent behalf. It wasn't like she was hopelessly afflicted with the pleonexic gumption or lucrepitous get up and go of your garden variety gannets, lick pennies, diamond diggers, and other financial parasites and vultures. Nor was she into the type of crude, tacky, and unseemly florid dollar flexing assiduously practiced by parvenus, arrivistes, and other suburban morons who spent half their days at yacht club patio brunches and the other half keeping up with the Joneses. Or so she rationalized, however indeterminately. In fact, Melody looked askance upon the nouveau riche, and their flamboyantly bombastic, disgustingly gaudy, look at how rich I am tastes in dress and decor, and grub for that matter. If anything, from a purely stylistic standpoint, our heroine saw fit to cultivate the fine art of understatement, insofar as how she presented herself to the world at large, and hence commissioned only the most infallibly famous and indomitably established European fashion designers who happened to see eye to eye with her on such frangible aesthetic issues, in despite of the fact that they charged an arm and a leg for their services.